Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and another Flosstube episode where I talk about all things stitching. Today is a special episode. It is Sunday, January 20th, and today I am going to share some fun Valentine's type of projects with you, as well as a little mini tutorial on how I finished one of the gifts I'm going to share. I am going to be showing you how I packaged up some friend gifts, as well as just some of these things are some of my very favorite things, and I thought it would be fun to share those with you. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, stay tuned for this special episode. So we are going to talk about Valentine's friend gifts first, as well as kind of maybe some things you would want to add to, or things from my Valentine's gift guide, I guess I want to say. So things that I think would make fantastic gifts for yourself or others. So let's do that right now. Okay, I am going to show some fun Valentine's crafty friend gift ideas, and I have put them all into this zippered pouch. Now these particular zippered pouches are from Simon Says Stamp and can be used for lots of different things. What I love is that they come in lots of colors. I picked pink for more of that Valentine's-y type of look, but I'll show you a few others. For example, I've got some teal ones here. I use them, what's great is I use them as color coding. So these are like everyday stitches in my storage tote and projects. But here you can see an assortment. Black is Christmas ornaments. I just know how I have mine. Gray are winter stitches. Pink are Valentine's. Green are spring or Easter. Yellow is summer. Blue is patriotic. And then in my last tote, I have orange for fall, purple for Halloween, and red for Christmas. So that there's kind of, it's a great storage zipper bag. They're very high quality, but I love the assortment and being able to store them this way. So let's take a peek what's inside. I have a video on my channel that shows these. I'll open these last, but I showed how I custom stamped and stenciled some cheap muslin bags. These are from Amazon or any hobby shop, and you can customize them to the season or occasion. I'm going to link to that video right here. And then I will also link to some Christmas bags that I made. That is a pretty popular video as well if you're maybe thinking ahead to Christmas. So again, we're just going to open those here in a minute. So these are some fun rings I found. I think it's Stitched Modern. I will have a link to them down below. Plus I have a little Valentine's gifty guide thing. This actually came in a group with other colors. I unpackaged it. It just comes with a little thing around it anyway. But I took kind of the raspberry, the pink, and the mint, and then I die cut my own floss drops to match, to coordinate, using this die from Pashta Design. So this is a floss drop die. And I just tied it together with a pretty little ribbon, and it makes a really fun little gift. I am not going to unpackage these, but these are some washi tape shop washi. Let me actually grab mine from my stash and show you which ones are inside, but I love these for customizing my book of days. I use a lot of the washi stickers from the washi tape shop, and so let me show you which ones come in these. Okay, I picked two of my favorite collections. I'm going to show you this one first. This one has 5 rolls in it, and they're all stickers, but they're washi stickers. So in my book of days, I shared, like, I used the days of the week stickers. This is kind of what I would call the generic roll. There's 5 rolls, and they're seasonal, but this one has like some labels and the days of the week, things like that. So I guess I should unroll it and show you. I've used a bunch of these, so those are all going to be gone, but you can just use those for anything. I don't think I've even unrolled all of these yet, so let me just roll that back up. This one is the winter one. Like, look at the little postage stamp. There's some numbers. Really pretty snowflakes, winter mist. I mean, just really, really pretty. Love these. And it repeats. But you get lots and lots of little stickers you can use in your planner, which is super fun. This one is spring. Very pretty. And I just like that you can use these little stickers maybe to highlight special days or whatever. Let's see if this one, I have it unrolled too. Okay, this one is your autumn. Obviously the color is very autumnal. These little postage are some of my favorites. I just love it. You could create little collages on your planner pages or any kind of crafting. I'm saying planner, but really anything. And then this one is obviously going to be our summer. Lots of greenery. Look at all the little greenery. So pretty. And it says eternal summer. Okay, so that was one of the washi sticker sets that I picked to put in this set. And then there really wasn't like a Valentine's-y theme, so this is probably a little of a departure from the theme of this and both of these things, but I just liked them. These are actually just a little tape, and I will link to any of these that are still in stock at the washi tape shop. But these are Christmas ones, and I just thought they were too cute not to add. So these are all stickers, and I guess by sticker I should show you, you can just peel them up. See how it's not just a strip? And you can create little scenes and whatnot. I just loved this one. Love the style of it. Love the little snowmen and all of that good stuff. And this is this roll. And in this one, you get 5 rolls as well. So those 2 little skinny ones, you get these stickers. And I'll unroll each of these for you guys so you can kind of see what they're like. I really love them. These are maybe a little less whimsical. Well, they're still whimsical, but more florals, I guess I want to say. Christmas florals. And then the biggest roll, whoops. I love the snowman. It really reminds me of the Joanna Parker. So mugs, houses, snowmen, reindeer. Look at that beautiful house. That fun little tree. And then it repeats. So super duper fun. So again, I'm including the rolls of washi in my little gift package. And they're rolled up really nice, like they come like this. So I don't want to unroll them and make a mess like mine. Okay, so next, this is more in keeping with the Valentine's theme. These are those metal book stands that you can pick up on Amazon. And I picked up pink ones because I thought it all tied together really cute and nice. I picked up some fabric in Valentine's colors. These are both from number 12 Stitch Co. This is Red Rose, pardon me, and Valentine Pink. So Red Rose, Valentine Pink. This is an Etsy shop. These are 36 count. I think that's what was in stock when I ordered these. Last I checked, though, recently, because I ordered these a while ago because it had to come from Australia, they did have 40 count back in stock, which I'm going to talk about here in just a second. Because I made a little gift from this, which you're going to see next. I'm going to show that little tutorial here in the video as well. But it comes in different counts. This is 36. This is one of my favorite Etsy shops as well. This is Sweet Autumn Stitch. She makes these beautiful floss rings, and I picked up obviously a Valentine's one to give as a gift. But there's lots of different floss rings that you can pick up that are super fun. And then these are some pins from one of my other favorite sellers, which is the Cherry Chick .biz. And the Cherry Chick also has an Etsy shop. You can order from cherrychick.biz as well. And I love these pins. Look at these little hearts and flowers. So stinking cute. Okay, so that was all of that. Then let's talk about what is in our little bags. So these are some bags I stamped, and again, I have a video on my channel how I did this. And in this one, I have something else from the Cherry Chick Biz. I put it in here for a reason. This is a counting pen. I love this. So pretty. And then I made some custom Valentine's needle books. So I do have a tutorial here on my channel. Also, it's going to be linked right here because this video also has gone up. I am putting this up before I put up my video on felt basics because I wanted to have this, but the felt basics video is coming. I just need to do a little more work for that. But I wanted, because I was going to show this, I wanted to make sure and put up the tutorial for it. This is the felt needle book. I've shown you some others. This was the first one I made, and the reason I'm showing this is kind of you get this flower in the basic kit. So I made this one for fall for me. I also made this as some gifts, but I wanted to make some Valentine's ones. So we're going to look at this. I'm going to link all of the die sets I used to make this down below. That includes the little XOXO heart, this heart, all of the things. I've also, in that video, you'll see I'm using a color, what does she call them? Colorways? That seems like color stories. She has color stories, which is felt that goes like colors that go together, and then a sequin pack and beads and stuff. But you can also just use individual things. But I used one of her color stories. I'll link to it as long as it's still available. But you can also use your own felt. Don't be afraid to do that. So I decorated the front cover, as you can see. When you open it up, there is double pocket, also embellished. So we have this little pocket. We have another pocket. I've included a tail threader that has a heart on it because everything, I did really try to keep to a theme, even though some of the washi is not themed. These pages are perfect for needles. So I like to put like 28 needles and then like 26 needles. You can also put needles in here. I generally put bigger needles, like my felt needle or beading needles, in these little channels. And then I customized it with another die set. This is where you can just stitch it on. You can also choose this die set, and then you can layer on a piece like I would have layered this on if you wanted to. I just put a couple little sequins and beads here as well. I've sandwiched some pretty ribbon in between. And that is my little felt needle book. And again, that video is linked if you would like to see the step-by-step for how I put together these little fun Valentine's needle books. But the counting pen, I kind of figured that would, I don't know how I tied this. Worked well and could obviously put in here, and that is from the Cherry Chick Biz. She has a whole bunch of really, really cute ones right now, so definitely check her out. I'm just going to tuck that back in and tuck this back. Actually, I don't know why this is so off, but that's going to bother me, so let's just snip that. That's a little bit better. I don't want to get it too short because I don't want to rip that apart and sew it back together. So that is that little bag. In this fun little stenciled bag, this is what I'm going to show you how I made in the next part of this segment this week. And that is these darling hearts. You can see it here. And that is that fabric that I just showed you. And this is the chart that I sat somewhere. I put it somewhere super safe, apparently. I mean, super, super safe. I love when I put things super safe places. Oh, right here. Except I don't see the chart. So this is the Sweetheart Pocket by Blackbird, and I customized it with the name and the initial, and I'm going to show you how I sewed this next. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this little Valentine gifty idea. I'm also going to be sharing, as I mentioned, some of these plus the Halo Go light, or the regular Halo plug-in light. I know they're if you don't need a travel light and you just want a light you can plug in, I do like that one as well. But that's one of my most used and one of my favorite gift ideas. So that's going to be included, and I have that linked below. Hopefully it's given you some fun ideas, or even if you just want to gift yourself. Okay, let's do our heart finish. Normally when I do a tutorial, I do share that in a separate video, and I will do that for the most part. Because it's just a mini finish and I followed the directions in the pattern, I just thought I would include it in the video here and show you how I completed it in case you would want to do something similar. But in the future, and for the most part, my tutorials are a separate video. But just for today, because it's the main component of the friend gift, I thought I would include it in today's video. Okay. So I am going to show how I finished this Blackbird Sweetheart Pocket. This I had briefly shown, I believe, or I talked about it. I don't think I showed it in last week's Flosstube, that I had stitched this in one evening, but I completely changed the colors, which you can see I did. So you can see that the original colors are some beautiful shades of beiges. Well, I had picked up a couple of these fabrics, and I do want to mention where I got these. So I had ordered these from number 12 Stitch Co. on Etsy, and they do ship from Australia, I want to say. But I got 40 count red rose and 40 count Valentine pink. Oops. And I just got a small cut of this 13 by 17, and you can see I was able to stitch 2, and I still have a pretty nice large size piece left to stitch some other small things on. So really, really beautiful fabric, stitched easy. Even at 40 count, I was able to stitch this. Now I do want to say, so I stitched these as gifts, and this one didn't stitch quite as easy. I got complacent maybe after stitching one of these, and I was like, the other one is just going to go like that. However, this area right here got ripped out not once, but 2 times. I was so frustrated. I had stitched all of the red first, and this was all off. Because this was off, then these were all off. And after I had done it wrong the second time, I decided to go in and do all the white, and then I finished the little bit of red here. So I had all of this already, and that fixed it. But oh my word, I was so frustrated. Anyhow, I thought this was a really fun idea. I do want to, obviously, I switched fabrics. I switched floss. I literally just grabbed some things that I thought would work. We have Color and Cotton White Sands, Color and Cotton Princess, and then I didn't really have a red that I loved in Color and Cotton. I was trying to pull all from Color and Cotton. So I pulled Weeks Dye Works Louisiana Hot Sauce. And what I did, the White Sands is the same on the red and the pink fabric. Then on the red fabric, I used Pink Princess, and on the pink fabric, I used Louisiana Hot Sauce. So those are my flosses, just 3 colors. I followed the directions in the chart for finishing, and then we are using some Lori Holt vintage trim in small because this is a pocket. So if you want to put something tiny in here, you can. I thought you could just maybe even decorate with some little pins. These are from Decorative Pins, the Cherry Chick Biz. That's kind of was my thinking for this. But really super cute to tuck into dough bowls. They finished theirs with an adorable little chain and vintage locks and stuff. I did not. You can see they tucked a little pair of snips inside. I did customize it with this year and then the recipient's initial. So you can see that on both. There is the, let me look in my chart here. There's the letters and the numbers in each. And then there is instructions for finishing in the chart as well, which I followed, and then a template. So I did make the template. Now, I do want to say the sample was stitched on 32 count. So on you do need to read the instructions, and then you may have to make adjustments. This is 32. This is 40. Obviously, the template is probably not going to be the same for these 2 sizes. Now, I did keep it. I did trace this. You trace it on, let me see if it's, you do trace it like this. So my template is about maybe 1/8 of an inch smaller. That's what I ended up cutting it a little bit tinier. And you need 2 because it's a pocket. I think I need to trim this one down actually. So maybe I'll do that. Anyhow, I'm trying to figure out, oh, that's probably where that came in. I was going to make that adjustment in a little bit. It was a little trial and error is basically what I'm saying here. So in the chart, if you stitched on 32, it said to, when you have the template or trace it, add 1/4 of an inch because this outer line is the stitching line. Well, I knew I didn't need to add anything. I probably needed to take away. I kept it the same size as the template to start with and then trimmed it down. I remember now. So I'm going to put mine together for you on camera. Let me move my fabric. I chose this cute little XO print. This was from a fat quarter bundle I got from Primrose Cottage. They have the best little curated bundles, and I thought that fabric was cute with this. And this goes together super speedy quick. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing I want to do is flip my stitches over, and you will notice in the pattern it tells you the background fabric needs to be left bigger, even though it has less stitching, because this piece obviously is the full-size heart. And we just want to get all of the creases out of this. Now, I am not going to recommend this because I know they tell you not to, but I don't mind using, this is a little better press to get nice, stiff, flat. I know they say don't get your stitches wet. I'm not saturating it, and you can do it or not. I just want to say that it's not recommended, but I almost always do that with my stitching pieces. So here are my two pieces, and here are my backgrounds for each. Out of that fabric, I don't think these actually, I'll just give it a little press. All right, now I need some lightweight fusible interfacing. This gives some nice body to our stitches. This is actually what's left on a bolt. It's not, I don't even know why I'm fiddling with that bolt. I could use a rotary cutter, but I'll be honest, this is exactly how I did the other one. I was not super neat and tidy about it because they're going to get trimmed down. Let's see. We're just going to cut it about the same size. I am going to trim this off though because I don't want this stuck to my wool mat. And I do press about 5 seconds, lift, press, again about 5 seconds, lift, same. We're just going to make sure, I don't want to do it back and forth because it will wrinkle up. I do a press lift with this. All right. So that gives some nice stability. Let's do the rest of our pieces really quick. And we're going to do the same thing. Press and lift. Press and lift. And I'm going to do the background fabric as well. And I'm just trying to avoid my stitches if I iron on the front at all, which I am just a little bit. I'm not one who gets super, I mean, if you have to go over it, that's okay. It will smash them a little bit, but honestly, I don't think I've never had too much trouble, but I do try to avoid them. Okay, let's get our remaining pieces here. Usually I'm so much more particular with my interfacing, but literally this was the end of the bolt and I'm cutting this all down. So that's part of the reason that I'm just kind of making it work. We are going to start by doing the pocket. So I am just going to lay these out here. What I like to do for this, I'm going to use a friction pen so that I can draw. But I like to take this, and it is, I don't know, I don't think you're going to be able, like I can see through it because of my studio lights, but I don't think it's going to show. You could use a light, like something more like freezer paper, easier to see through. But what I'm doing is I'm taking it, you can take it to a window. Like I said, I'm just using my studio light. And I am trying to line up the tip of this with the tip of the bottom of the motif on the front. And I am going to draw that in. I'm fairly certain I'm going to have to cut off a little bit of the top of this. Yeah. So once I have that, I'm just going to come down. I'm eyeballing it. I'm not even being super specific. I'm going to come back down about 1/4 of an inch. I learned this from the first one I did. And I'm just going to draw a line. And I'm going to look at it. Now this is all heat erasable, meaning that I can take my iron to this and remove any of those little lines. Let's see if I like that a little bit. It still doesn't seem super, oh, that doesn't seem super straight at all. Okay, here's what I'm not going to even worry about it. Let me try that one more time. That's why I said I like to use a heat erasable pen so that I can make adjustments. I think that is better. I'm just going to come up here so I know that it's this line I want to follow, the inside line. And just don't be afraid to do what you need to do to fix it. Oh yeah, I like that better. Okay, so let's come in here to this and this line. I could have ironed it, but I didn't. Let's come down just a tad. I would rather do all of this before cutting. Okay, so I think that looks pretty good. I am going to place my template back here for just a minute and pin it. And I show you all this so you really get an idea of, I mean, this is how I ended up with something cute. It doesn't have to be super hard, I guess. I'm going to pin my little template, and I'm keeping this template because I made these as gifts, but I would like to make more of these for gifts, and I would also like to make one for my own doble. Okay, I know there's a little excess. If you like to make buttons, you could keep this little bit of leftover linen, although not now that I put the stabilizer on it. But if you had cut it, the instructions do say, I guess I should probably mention that, to cut it out ahead of time. I personally like to cut mine out after. I don't want to try to get fusible interfacing this exact size or trace a bunch of it. To me, this just works. I like to cut it down after. Okay, let's take our pens out and look at this. All right, I am really certain I need to come down just a little bit. Let me go grab my iron and iron this away. Good as new. So we're going to use a 1/4 inch, which should probably, I don't have my ruler. I'll use my 1/4 inch foot. Let me look at my finish. I think I may want to just take almost 1/8 of an inch off the top. Let me look at that. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use my ruler for my stitches because I feel like it's a slight bit wonky. Let's look. I think that looks good. All right. Oh yeah, that's much better. To me, doesn't that look nice and straight? Okay, what we want to do is we want to flip this over then, and we want to stitch these right side to right side, right along the top here. And we're going to We're using our 1/4 inch foot, and I've also shortened my stitch length a ton. And then we're just going to open it like that. That looks good. Now, you could iron it at this point. I'm not going to. What I did was I am going to open up my seam. Just going to open this like this. And I'm going to roll press it. And also roll press it from the front to flatten it out. Before we turn it. This is some of that Lori Holt vintage trim. I want this to be just adjacent, I believe is what the pattern calls for, to the seam, but I want it on the front. So I'm basically sewing on the pink part, if that makes sense. I do like to pin it in place. You probably wouldn't have to, but I think it keeps it from shifting too badly anyway. And we're just going to make sure, I really want it to be straight. So it's worth it to do a little pin before we stitch it down. Now I am going to change my stitch length a little bit. This rickrack does not like that little short stitch length. Oh, and my machine's unthreaded, of course. I also need to change my foot so that that 1/4 inch doesn't get in the way. Going to just try to stitch right down the center of the rickrack. And I just try to go slow and steady. I didn't even cut my rickrack off. That's funny. All right, so it uses just the tiniest bit, like so. We're just going to put that back together, and I'll trim that off in a minute. And then when we fold that down, we have this cute little edge with rickrack trim. Look how cute our pocket looks. Love it. Okay. So we're back here now. We have our pocket, and I'm just finger pressing it. And I'm going to snip whatever's hanging off the edge. I don't want any of that in my seam allowance. And that looks good. Okay. We're going to set that aside for just a minute, and we're going to take our background our backing fabric for our heart and the front part of our heart, and we're going to do the same thing. We want these motifs to be up here because this is down here, and we don't want it to run into that. So what I am going to do again is hold it up to the light. To me, this was the easiest way to do this since I didn't cut it out ahead of time. But before I cut it, I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw. This is my double check. And again, I'm sure there's easier ways, but this was what... I don't like to cut things down until I am sure I like how they look. And see, I'm not super happy with that. I feel like... So it's going to be This one, let me double check and see if I like that. I think I want to bring it down even more. Let me go erase these lines. So next, after we have all of this cut out, we are going to take our pocket and we are going to place this right here along the bottom. And I like to do a little pin like that. Actually, let's do this first. And then I want to turn it over and see if it's overhanging anywhere, which it is. I want that to be exactly the same size. So I'm just going to trim this off. I think I left my pocket a little big, which is okay. I think it looks okay right there. All right, that looks good. Just gonna do a couple pins. I don't want this to shift. That's why I'm leaving these pins like this. And we're going to place everything front to front, and we're going to pin. Okay, so now we have our heart sewn, and we want to clip the edges so that it makes it turn nicer. You don't want to cut through your stitches, but I just go all the way around, like, I don't know, not quite, like between 1/4 and 1/2 inch probably. And then especially right here. And you just want to be really careful. I probably should have got some different scissors, but these are here. So this is what we're going to do. And obviously I've left a spot for turning. I'm just going to snip off that down at the bottom. So that makes that a little bit nicer. Okay, so here's where we're going to turn this out. And I did put some pins in, if we do recall, which is always a little tricky. And I didn't leave a very big opening. So my best tip for this is to go really slow. And if you can, get those pins out so you don't hurt yourself. There's one. I use these to hold that pocket in place. Okay. Now I don't have to worry that I'm going to hurt myself. And so I'm going to kind of just try to, maybe I'll start right here. This is really the worst part of this little project. anytime you're turning something, whoops, anytime you're turning something right side out like this, that's kind of small through a tiny little opening. I probably could have left a little bit longer. On my first one I did, I'll tell you what I was trying to avoid, the hand stitching it shut. I mean, I'm going to have to, but so just gentle, gentle. You can start seeing it come. It's starting to push out. And then I'm going to just use my fingers to start with to push. And then I do have a point turner. I love these Prim point turners. I have one in aqua and one in pink. We're using the pink one today. We're using our Valentine's pink one. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I'm going to take this, and I'm not going to press hard, but I just want to go along that seam and press all of those seams out. So see how I'm just gently going along the seam, pressing all the way. That's the open side, so let's go this one. We're going to do the same thing up here. We want to get that nice heart shape. And then we are going to press this before we fill it, because I think it gives a nicer filled shape if you do a little press. You just don't want to push too hard and go through your seam. But this is why I did a shorter seam, or a shorter stitch length. And whoops. Let's go down this side, and then we want to get our the bottom of our heart. That looks good. Okay, happy with this. So let me grab my wool ironing mat. We're going to flip it over to the back side now and press it. And we're also going to fold in our side kind of like so. Because we're going to hand stitch that. I'm just going to fold it, kind of get it pressed the way I want it to look. And I'm going to try to avoid my stitches. When this is filled, it'll look better. Oh my goodness, how cute is this? It is adorable. Okay, let's fill it. Okay, we are going to fill with a combination of polyester fiber fill and poly pellets. I do think a funnel of some sort is handy for this. I do a little poly pellets because it gives a little bit of weight, but I don't like to completely fill because I feel like the fiber fill or wool roving, whatever you like to use here, gives a little bit nicer shape. But I like the combination. You can also use walnut shells, lizard litter, use what you want. The directions do call for crushed walnut shells, so do keep that in mind. I originally did fill it and I didn't like it, so use what you like. And I'm just going to kind of shove up into these corners. You want to loft it so you don't get any weird lumpy bumpy areas. Okay, actually, I better get a new piece. I'm going to take some upholstery thread. This is just really nice and strong. I use it for lacing, but I've also found that this doesn't break when I am doing a stitch or, you know, stitching up a pillow or whatever. In this case, just this little heart. So I'm going to do a little knot. And I want to start, let's start here. We're burying that thread inside. And there we go. And then I do like to take it back over to the iron, and you don't want to melt everything, so I just kind of quickly do this with the iron to press it down and to get it nice and flat. Okay, everybody, we are going to do some giveaways. So I had 10 giveaways from Flosstube 69. And I'm going to put the comment here up on the screen. And then I have 5 fun giveaways for today. So first up, if you see, when you see the comment that the random comment generator picked, please email me at the email address down in the description below, and I will get your prize out to you. So let me grab the first thing. Giving away some of this Nichol Chalkboard Linen. The winner of this, the name is @LizzieDay. I know when I click your name, it does give me a different name. I don't really have those on my screen at the moment, but just email me, tell me what you won, and your mailing address, please. Next, we have the Nichol Stoney Point Linen. The winner of this is Shirley COLEY. Shirley, if that is your comment, please email me at the email address down below. Then I have the Stitching with the Housewives December partial stitch chart and whatever floss I had here, P Happy. If that is your comment, you are the winner of this. I also have the Stitching with the Housewives January. Again, it's the start, the chart, and the fabric. Lindsay ZACKMAN is the winner of that. Lindsay, please email me. The Creek Bed Brown fabric linen here. The winner is Lisa Silver. Lisa, please email me. The winner of the Do-Si-Do pattern, Sugar Craze 411. The winner of Foxtrot is Megan Musselman. Congratulations. The winner of the Castle Courtyard is Amy Huddleston. The winner of the Alpine Blooms chart is Joyce Klauser. And the winner of Tail Feathers is, I feel like I should just go look at the name on my list, Anna Stark. So I don't know what your real name is, but that is the username right there. And the winner of Tail Feathers goes to this username here. If that was your comment, please email me at the email address down below. Okay, as I mentioned, I have 5 giveaways today. So please like the video, subscribe to my channel. Please be a US resident. I'm only shipping USA only this time. And yeah, I think that's it. Oh, and leave the, no, it's not. Leave the keyword that will show across the screen as I show each item. You have until January 31st, 2024 at 8 a.m. Central to leave a comment to be considered for this giveaway. All right, so in my whip parade, I had shown several stitches, and I had mentioned that some of these I was not going to continue stitching because I'm going to change fabric. And I had a lot of comments saying, I would love to have that. I would love to have that. And I think I maybe even commented and I never heard back from anyone. And I thought that's not a good way to try to give away things. So I am going to list them here. If you would like these, they are yours. Now, remember, you will have to get the pattern and the floss yourself, but I'm using called for all 3 of these. But I thought this way, if you are interested, it might only just be a few of you, but that'll make your chances even better. I would love to send these to you to finish. So the first one is the hands-on design block party mend. Use the word mend in your comment. And this is on a touch of blue linen. I'm going to send you all of it, what I had here. That's all I've stitched. It's a good start. So if you have that chart and you haven't started it, or you want to pick it up and start, use the word mend. Next up, I have the Teresa Kogut Dear Santa from her Patreon. So you would have to be a Patreon member or wait till she comes out. with the chart, probably this year. I can't say for sure. I had started on this fabric and I actually just want to switch it to some a higher count so it's a smaller stitch. This was Dear Santa. So if you want Dear Santa, and I actually had another piece of fabric that I had cut. This is 32 count. Milk and Honey, I believe. But this was for another stitch from that. I'm going to give you both of these little cuts. But if you want to this, use the keyword Santa somewhere in your comment. And then this is my last partial stitch, and then I have two nice additional prizes to share with you. I also shared that I had started the Emily Call Stitching January, and I just didn't love this fabric either. I'm going to restart it on something else. But if you want to pick this up in her Etsy shop, or you have this already and you would like to finish this, again, I'm using all the called for floss. So if you have the chart or you buy the chart, all called for. This was DMC, Teresa Kogut's DMC, but Mend is Overdyed's. Use the word snowman somewhere in your comment, and I'm going to send you this piece, but I'm also going to send you all the rest of this hazy gray fabric flare fabric, so you can stitch something else on it too. All right. Then very generously, Christina had sent this, and I had shown it last, my last floss tube, but it is a bunch of stackables. So, and it's the chart and the fabric. So use the word stack somewhere in your comment. Oh, maybe January doesn't have the floss. I lied about that. So we have January stackables, March stackables, but I can feel the floss in that one. April, May, and June. I think January is the only one that doesn't have floss in it. So if you would like all of those, you'll get all of them plus the fancy floss. And I mean, let's say you don't even want to stitch those and you want to gift those on to someone else and you just want all the fancy floss in there, all of the overdyed floss. Go ahead and use the word stack and it is yours. Okay. And finally, because I'm on a friend's weekend, as you're watching this video, I'll probably be on my way home a little bit later today. I have two of these, and I've been sitting on it for a while for the perfect opportunity to give this away. I have my own, but I was gifted this one, and I would like to share it with one of you. So this is the Hands-on Design and Summer House Stitch Works Between Friends, a spring sampling book. It is beautiful. The projects are beautiful. I love, love, love this. Use the word friends, and I will share this with you. Okay, and I just want to remind everybody, please leave your comment by January 31st, 2024, 8 a.m. Central. I do use the random comment picker to choose the winners. So that is it, friends. I hope you have enjoyed this special Valentine's edition of Flosstube. This was Flosstube 71. I hope I said that at the beginning. I might not have. All Valentine's themed today. I'm sure I will have more Valentine's to share with you in the coming weeks, but very excited just to share some of the fun things I have been working on. Next week will be more of a regular Flosstube episode where I'm sharing more of my whips and all of that good stuff, but I'm just trying this fun format this year of kind of having some other special episodes included in with regular traditional Flosstube. So let me know if you're liking it. I hope all of you have had a wonderful stitchy weekend, and I will see you guys all in the next one. Bye, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.